Hello. Could there be a world in which we are all bionic, like the old science fiction stuff where humans have all bionic bodies, or an internal mechanized? I kind of doubt it, but not fully. There's a company by Lockheed Martin that developing this new technology called the HLC, the Human Universally Load Carrier. This is a hydraulically powered um, system that enables soldiers to carry heavy loads with minimal strain on their bodies. The system is expected to reduce skeletal injuries that occurs in soldiers due to lifting heavy loads. The HLC enables soldiers to carry loads up to 200 pounds or 91 kilograms. The weight of the load that gets transferred to the ground through the shoes of the exoskeleton. This ensures the weight doesn't shift into the soldier's body, hampering him movement. The exoskeleton is suitable for use on any terrain. What are some potential gains about this type of technology? The exoskeleton doesn't require an external control mechanism as it is controlled by a microcomputer installed into within the system. The computer enables the HLC to sense the user's requirement and adapt to the situation accordingly. The HLC system can be removed and packed up in 30 seconds. The modular components of the system can be swapped with the warfighter when a warfighter is in danger and needs greater mobility to escape from the enemy. It seems almost certain that this endurance, strength, and speed enhance, enhances technology could eventually find itself into the battlefield, not only transferring the capacities of soldiers wearing it, but also potentially giving the U.S. military a real technical edge. This technology is unique in its own, but I think instead the future will probably be a bit more biological enhancing, using human cells to create new organs or en- encourage the body to regenerate limbs. For example, I think it's going to take a long time for this to work, but going on right now in the tissue lab, engineering labs, in the stem cell labs, ultimately I think that there was going and there's other sorts of static material technologies. These non-biological technologies are just the beginning, but it's not going to be the final solution to that thirst. The military could probably use the tissue engineering approach to someday develop strong super soldiers. It would be figuring out a way to someday develop strong super soldiers. It would be figuring out a way to get our normal ability to grow muscle cells and tissues to be even better. So you would introduce stem cells that would help the muscles grow. Also, a prosthetic arm might be a great idea if you're trying to play a sport or for combat, but if a newlywed is trying to make a sexual contact on honeymoon, it may not be good unless social dynamic change to a degree where bionic limbs isn't out of the norm. When I look at the society now, I already think we are people who are half human, half machines. We are very connected through our smartphones to a enormous body of information. We're outsourced much of our knowledge and memories to the internet, but people tend to freak out if you start talking about implanting a scanning chip into them or a wire or electrode. Interfering with the human body seems to be something we're uncomfortable with. I'm skeptical with this and what the future will look like. That's the way we are conditioned to think of it, and then we'll see the exoskeleton and other similar technologies. It does seem to be, but if it's cultural, but we're changed to normalize deviation and become comfortable to it. It's an open question, and maybe people will not be freaked out by new technology after a number of people have had it for a while. I don't know. These things that we are due to our bodies, we tend to become immune to it. And artificial stuff, I think, is less tedious as we go along with it. There may be psycholo- psychological limitations. I think it's aesthetically acceptable if it doesn't interrupt the idea of the human body. Then I think it's more likely to be accepted. If it's invisible to us, or is it fits the certain form we have it in our head about the human body is supposed to look like. So I think internal implants would be more acceptable, but it is disturbing external configurations, it would be a problem. I think it's because we do have these deep ideas about our human bodies that is really hard to change. Thank you.